Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about a collection of articles called I Call Myself a Feminist. So I'm doing this review with a bunch of other booktubers and book bloggers for a book club called the Feminist Orchestra Book Club. The club was founded by Jean over at Jean Bookish Thoughts, and she also did a great review of this book, so I'll leave a link down below. Please check it out. So what is this book? A collection of articles written by 25 women under 30. To me, it seemed like the perfect book to kickstart the Feminist Orchestra Book Club because it is truly orchestral in its gathering of different voices from a diverse set of backgrounds. In these pages, you hear from academics, politicians, comedians, actresses, teenagers at school, and from women all around the world. The articles cover a wide range of topics from sexism in the workplace to violence against women. The book sort of moves between an almost knowing cheekiness to hard-hitting facts and disturbing stories. So if you haven't guessed already, I really enjoyed this book. My previous experience with feminist writing was back at university with feminist literary critics and theorists such as Judith Butler, Sandra Gilbert, Eve Kosofsky-Sedgwick. And I enjoyed all of their work and I found it immensely fascinating and interesting, but for me, it didn't hold that sort of emotional and personal charge that a lot of these articles in here did. Maybe that work would have had that sort of charge in me back when they were first, if I were alive back when they were first published in like the 1980s, and what they were writing was really radical in academia at that time. But for me, really, it came across as more of this really interesting and important lens on literary criticism, which still felt quite divorced from the rest of the world. But in this book, I really felt like I had to grapple with the harsh realities that so many women face today due to gender discrimination. And in that way, it was an exhausting read. It was an eye-opening read. It was a book that really reflected back to me my own sense of privilege in unique ways that I'd never considered before. For instance, in the first essay, Hajar Wright talks about being in the workplace and having this urge that she needed to fight, this urge to, make tea for all of her colleagues so that she could somehow fulfill this maternal and feminine archetype. And she had to fight against that urge. Now, I can completely empathize with part of this because, that's what part of being a human is, wanting to be liked. But I realized when I read Wright's article, but that for her, not only did she have that desire and concern to be liked, but that desire and concern was so codified due to her gender. It wasn't simply, do these people like me? It was, do they like me as the type of woman I am? So I really got a sense of how social and gender privilege works on a micro level. Insofar that I live for the most part worried about what people think of me, but never precisely what they think of me as a man. And that feeling of both empathy and sudden recognition of how much easier I have it came up again and again as I read this book. My other favorite articles in this book were Why I Am a Feminist by Sophie Hagen, Silent Screamers by Yaz Nakati, and This Is Not a Feminist Rant by Alice Stride. I'd be really curious to hear what everyone else's thoughts on the book were and what their favorite pieces in the book were. I agree with what others have been saying, that this book shouldn't be the only book of feminist literature that you should read, but it is a great place to start. And I agree with the others that the book does, as a whole, get kind of repetitive, but ultimately I found the book really galvanizing, and I can't wait to hear what other people thought of it. If you have any comments or thoughts you wanted to add, please comment down below. If you like this video, please like it, and if you really like this video, please subscribe. Until next time, happy reading. Bye bye bye. In the Feminist Orchestra, I played the kazoo.